I want to challenge you a little bit.
That's cool.
Do you honestly believe women can truly step outside themselves, and men alike? Do you honestly think men and women can truly step outside themselves to understand the opposite sex perspective? Because when it come to women, for some reason, women like to lean on women for the male perspective. It's strange to me.
How you gonna ask a woman about a man? A woman ain't never been a man.
Right. And then for men, you got men leaning on a big homies, or they might be leaning on dad to tell them how to maybe approach a woman or what a woman is maybe looking for. So how do you bridge that gap?
You gotta make that decision within yourself to want to know. Like, this is where you become a student. You gotta study. You gotta want to learn women. You have to want to understand them. Because a lot of times men might try to blow off a woman's emotions, and you know what I mean? Because we as men are more in control, you know what I mean, of our emotions. Now, these new men, they're a little bit more emotional. They channeling their emotions wrong. But naturally, we don't operate through our emotions. You know what I mean? Like, you ask a woman, what she thinks, she's gonna tell you how she feels. Well, I feel like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, it's always like how they treat you, the respect they got, the loyalty they have, it's all gonna be through their emotions. I cannot fuck with you, but I can still respect you. You follow what I'm saying? So like, I can hate you, but still respect you. But like, you will see a sense of disrespect if they don't fuck, if they don't have no respect for you because of how they feel. So I think just once you understand that, then you will know like when a woman is more likely to disrespect you, step out on you, be there for you, leave you. You could kind of, and then if a woman understood how a man operate, whereas though, like, I always say, the difference in us having sex is we don't have to open our legs to do it, and we don't have to open our hearts neither. So like that plays a big factor. So if you think I'm out here fucking women through my heart, and I'm really not, you know what I mean? It's just like that could change the way you view my behavior and how you interpret everything that go on. Not to justify it, because neither behavior is justifiable, whether a woman stepping out or a man stepping out. But if you understand, then you'll be less affected. It's not as personal. You know what I mean? You're not trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Like, well, what did I do or didn't do that could have prevented it? You just start to kind of understand, what it was, and it make it a little bit easier. But like I said, it's deeper than just cheating in itself. You know what I'm saying? It's not a page in my book that justifies cheating. All I do is make people take a moment to self-reflect and then try to understand the other person. If you are not in a position or a space to do that, you're not ready. Your mind has to be fertile for the information. You can't plan.
Bro, you just said something heavy. Your mind has to be fertile for the information.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how can the seed ever be nurtured if you're not willing to take it in, right?
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And then even previously, before that, you mentioned the concept of ego, especially the male ego, because the male ego, that's our own worst enemy.
That's what we operate out of.
But why do you think that though? Why do you think men? Why do you think we're designed to rely so much on pride and ego?
I don't think we rely on pride more so. I think that's more. I think men pride come into play involving other men. Men don't have pride with their women. Niggas will beg, plead, say, whatever. You know what I mean? Niggas ass. Men don't have pride in relationships. That's more of a woman thing. I ain't saying sorry. I ain't apologizing to you, even if they wrong. You know what I mean? And it take a lot, But just getting back to the whole ego thing, it's just our status, bro. I would say it's something within how we wired within our nature. You know what I'm saying? It's just something about, being number one. Something about, feeling like that, being a man or whatever the case may be. It's just how we operate. And I think the moment the women understood that, then they would know why a man want not a lot of money or fancy cars, or even why a man might want a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? Because I always tell women, I be like, yo, a man wants to be number one, even if it's all men in the room. It has nothing to do with it. Nigga want to be the strongest. He want to be the fastest. But we know we don't got to be number one at everything. Just something.
Right.
You just don't want to be you just don't want to be a slouch. Like, they're like, yeah, he's stronger than me, but I'm faster than him. Or he's faster than me, but I'm smarter than him. Or he's smarter than me, but I'm a hustler. And I'm more ambitious. Everybody just want their own identity, because at the end of the day, you want to be somebody when you go back to your fortress, to your household. So, you know what I mean? I think when women understand how our egos is and they properly stroke it, they run less of a risk of a man feeling like he needs another chick to stroke his ego. Now, if a man he gonna do what he want to do. If he want to go run around and, if that's what it is, you can't stop that neither. You know what I mean? Same as is if a woman want to do whatever, you can't stop that. But I think it's just who we are. It's our status. It literally, but now having a weak ego or a strong ego, see, because if you somebody that can control your ego, You know, I don't operate out of ego. I have one, and like it comes up in certain instances, but not in the typical instances like about fashion or money. Like I don't operate out of my ego on that. When I was younger, yeah, but not now. So it's about certain stages of your life. You'll be able to tell where a man at in his life by what he's fueled by. Some men are driven by more success. Some men are driven by chasing pussy. Both equally ambitious, but where are you putting this energy? Where is your ambition going? So I think just helping women understand that, they'll be able to, because they always be like, well, how do you get a man to do this? Or what happened? It's just like, you got to know what phase he in his life. He's on that because this is where he's at. This is the level he's on.
Yeah, because to your point, you can't change.
You
can't change nobody. You can't change a man. You can't change a woman. Like you said, it all depends on what phase they in their life. You know what I'm saying? You could
travel and go club. You don't have to deal with that, but you make her not do that.